Are you all right?
We should hurry. Here they come!
Ow.
I wish I could say I'm surprised that Vitasala wants to murder everyone, but it makes sense. We tell stories about how corrupt the South is. Who wouldn't want to kill the evil nobles and save the people?
Red lyrium. Do the Qunari have any idea what they're dealing with?
For their sake, and for ours, I hope so. Excavated mural, believed to be a self-portrait by Fenharel. Huh. Kinda reminds me of...
Look at all this. The Qunari text is gibberish, but it looks a great deal like they're cataloging artifacts. How many ruins must they have found to produce so much? What are they doing with it?
They're using it to unlock Illuvians.
Morrigan said the key to an Illuvian could be anything, including knowledge or power. So they're stockpiling both. That's how they got the keystone and opened so many of the Illuvians we've seen.
Hopefully they don't have any more ancient magic crap to throw at us. That dragon skull would make a wicked armchair, though. Maybe we could take it back to Skyhold after this.
Well, if you get out of this alive, I'll see what I can do.
Dragon's breath is an actual dragon? Tetha! Bars!
Inquisition! Nira Tasiasara! Niraba Sadim Kata! Hisrat, now! Please! The Nekatas!
Not a chance, ma'am. The Iron Bull is just fine. When this is over, drinks are on me. Probably a lot of them. All right, break time's over. Let's do this. So, boss, we gonna fight the dragon or what?
Her captors have already mutilated her. It seems needlessly cruel to kill her.
Barriers are set. Now we just need to open the gate.
There we go. Took me a while to solve this puzzle, but let's hope it pays out in the end. Ow, thank you, dragon. Thank you for biting the hand that's trying to free you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's it. There goes our dragon.
Bull, you're dead right now. You can't talk. Alright, go on. Get out of here.
Hashara! Dear Inquisitor, you have such little time left. You must finally see the truth. Elven magic already tore the sky apart. If the agents of Fen Harel are not stopped, you will shatter the world as well.
I'll say this once. Never again. We are not working with them.
The Inquisition has nothing to do with these agents.
Come, Inquisitor. I am the eyes and ears of the Canary people. Do you think you can deceive me? You would have died
What?
from the mark on your hand, but for the help of one of their chief agents. The same agent who helped seal the breach, who led you to Skyhold, who gave Corypheus the orb, then founded the Inquisition. Soulless, agent of Fen Harel.
What?
What are you talking about? This makes no sense.
Solus wanted that orb. If the agents of Fen Harel gave it to Corypheus, he couldn't be one.
Or perhaps he was tasked with removing the evidence of his group's interference. Solus tricked us all. He pushed a dying Canary into the Winter Palace to lure you into opposing us. Without him, we could have brought the South peace and wisdom along the gentle path. Now we must take the way of blades. Anahayden, Inquisitor. If it is any consolation, Solus will not outlive you.
Well, no matter what we think of him right now, we've got to save him.
Whatever else, Solus was one of us. I won't leave him for Vitasala.
Come on, Vitasala can't be too far ahead.
Alright, well, yeah. Let's not waste any more time here. Got to get to Solus before the Vitasala.
Everyone back!
Oh. Alright.
If it keeps up like this, it will kill you. Solus must help as he did at Haven. Solus, an agent of Fen Harel. I should have suspected.
Couldn't have known, Cassandra. None of us could have known. Oh! Where the hell did he go, Dorian? Well, welcome back.
Where Solus is.
Oh. You're not Solus. No. Alright. Inside, everyone. Come on. More Canary incoming. Alright. Oh. Don't worry, I'll catch up with you, fellas. Don't worry about me. Oh. Alright. Inside, come on.
No.
Let's go.
No.
Forward. Come on. Gotta catch up to them. Gotta be real quick about this. Ah.
Oh.
Be ready. They have reinforcements.
No.
Ah.
The Trespasser is no longer following orders.
What does that mean?
You will not leave here, Inquisitor. Anta, Ibrasha Gadi.
Come on. Let's go.
No. No.
Alright. We're done here. Come on. Let's go. Got a lot of catching up to do.
Alright. Maravaskataraha!
Excuse me?
You are dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is dust.
Are you sure about that? No. You again. What are you looking at me? Attack him. Whoa. All right then. Oh. Cassandra? Oh. Huh.
Ebesit kata, etwa ost.
What?
Maraskata.
Your forces have failed. Leave now and tell the Canary to trouble me no further.
Solus.
What's going on here?
Oh.
That should give us more time. I suspect you have questions.
No. No, I didn't need to ask you anything. I know what you are, Solus. It was you all along. You're not an agent of Fen'Harel. You are Fen'Harel.
The Qunari answered some of those questions. The information I found while traveling through the Illuvians answered more. You're Fen'Harel. You're the Dread Wolf.
Well done. I was soulless first. Fen'Harel came later. An insult I took as a badge of pride. The Dread Wolf inspired hope in my friends, and fear in my enemies. Not unlike Inquisitor, I suppose. You also know the burden of a title that all but replaces your name.
From what I heard, I know that at least you have good intentions.
Our legends about you are wrong. I saw the truth as we traveled the crossroads.
You saw another story, written in desperation to give me more credit than I ever deserved.
You were a hero, Solus.
I sought to set my people free from slavery to would-be gods. I broke the chains of all who wished to join me. The false gods called me Fen'Harel, and when they finally went too far, I formed the Veil and banished them forever. Thus I freed the Elven people, and in so doing, destroyed their world.
So does that mean the Elven gods aren't dead?
You banished the false gods? You didn't kill them?
You met Mythal, did you not? The first of my people do not die so easily. The Evanuris are banished forever, paying the ultimate price for their misdeeds.
So what exactly made them gods in the first place? Was it just strong magic or something else?
The Evanuris were elven mages? How did they come to be remembered as gods?
Slowly. It started with a war. War breeds fear. Fear breeds a desire for simplicity. Good and evil, right and wrong, chains of command. After the war ended, generals became respected elders, then kings, finally gods. The Evanuris.
So what did they do, the Evanuris? How did they go too far?
You said that the elven gods went too far. What did they do that made you move against them?
They killed Mythal. A crime for which an eternity of torment is the only fitting punishment.
I thought Mythal was one of the Evanuris.
She was the best of them. She cared for her people. She protected them. She was a voice of reason. And in their lust for power, they killed her.
And you say the Veil ended up destroying the world?
How did creating the Veil destroy the world?
You saw the remains of Via de Thara. The library was intrinsically tied to the Fade, and the Veil destroyed it. There were countless other marvels, all dependent on the presence of the Fade, all destroyed. Your legends are half right. We were immortal. It was not the arrival of humans that caused us to begin aging.
It was your connection to the Fade.
The Veil took everything from the elves, even themselves.
So why did you form the Veil?
You love the Fade. Why would you create the Veil to hide it all away?
Because every alternative was worse.
Meaning?
Had I not created the Veil, the Evanuris would have destroyed the entire world.
So what happens next?
That's the past. What about the future?
I lay in dark and dreaming sleep while countless wars and ages passed. I woke still weak a year before I joined you. My people fell for what I did to strike the Evanuris down. But still, some hope remains for restoration. I will save the Elven people, even if it means this world must die.
Is that really necessary?
Why does this world have to die for the elves to return?
A good question, but not one I will answer. You have always shown a thoughtfulness I respected. It would be too easy to tell you too much. I am not Corypheus. I take no joy in this. But the return of my people means the end of yours. It is my fight. You should be more concerned about the Inquisition. Your Inquisition. In stopping the Dragon's Breath, you have prevented an invasion by Qunari forces. With luck, they will return their focus to Tevinter. That should give you a few years of relative peace.
Why should I be concerned?
What's wrong with the Inquisition?
You created a powerful organization, and now it suffers the inevitable fate of such. Betrayal and corruption.
It's not that simple.
Do you know how I discovered the Qunari plot? The plot I disrupted by leading them to your doorstep. The Qunari spies in the Inquisition tripped over my spies in the Inquisition. The Elven Guard who led you to the Qunari body? Who intercepted the servant with the Gatlock barrel? Mine.
So why did you help us?
Why bother disrupting the Qunari plot if you're going to destroy the world regardless?
You have shown me that there is value in this world, Inquisitor. I take no joy in what I must do. Until that day comes, I would see those recovering from the breach free of the Qun.
Why?
Because I am not a monster. If they must die, I would rather they die in comfort. In any event, it is done.
If it wasn't for that Qunari body, none of this would have happened. You set us both up.
So you let us do your dirty work.
The mistake was yours to fix, Inquisitor.
So you talk about this, the Inquisition, as it is really my Inquisition. But it's not, is it?
The Qunari said the Inquisition was unknowingly working for agents of Fen'Harel.
I gave no orders.
You led us to Skyhold.
Corypheus should have died unlocking my orb. When he survived, my plans were thrown into chaos. When you survived, I saw the Inquisition as the best hope this world had of stopping him. And you needed a home. Hence, Skyhold.
So you gave him your orb.
You gave your orb to Corypheus?
Not directly. My agents allowed the Venatori to locate it. The orb had built up magical energy while I lay unconscious for millennia. I was not powerful enough to open it. The plan was for Corypheus to unlock it, and for the resulting explosion to kill him. Then I would claim the orb. I did not foresee a Tevinter Magister having learned the secret of effective immortality.
So is that what was meant to happen?
What would have happened if Corypheus had died and you'd recovered the orb?
I would have entered the Fade using the mark you now bear. Then I would have torn down the veil. As this world burned in the raw chaos, I would have restored the world of my time. The world of the elves.
But then the Evanuris return.
If you destroyed the veil, wouldn't the false gods be freed?
I had plans.
Really?
I never thought of you as someone who would do that, Solus.
Thank you. You must understand. I awoke in a world where the veil had blocked most people's conscious connection to the Fade. It was like walking through a world of tranquil.
We aren't even people to you.
Not at first. You showed me that I was wrong. Again. That does not make what must come next any easier.
So after all of this, we were just pawns to you?
You never cared about us. We were the means to an end.
You were people, and you deserved better. Like all the rest I've used in one hopeless battle after another.
So what about the Olivians?
You control the Illuvians now?
Yes. You remember Briala from Halam Shiral?
Yeah.
For a time, she controlled part of the labyrinth. One of my agents was supposed to take it from her, but he did not succeed. I had to override the magic personally. The Qunari stumbled upon this section independently. With them gone, The Illuvians are now mine.
And what about this? What about the mark?
There's still the matter of the anchor. It's getting worse.
Yes, I'm sorry. We are almost out of time. The mark will eventually kill you. Drawing you here gave me the chance to save you. At least for now.
I've already did this once, so I'll do it again. I'm gonna show you that this doesn't have to end like this.
You don't need to destroy this world. I'll prove it to you.
I would treasure the chance to be wrong once again, my friend. Take my hand. I'm sorry.
What?
Live well, while time remains.
But we cannot lose the Inquisition now. We stand on the brink of war with the Canary.
Yes, because this Solas provoked them in the first place.
The Inquisition did not cause this threat. We informed the Summit of the danger.
The danger posed by Canary spies inside your organization.
Without our organization, you would not be alive to complain.
No one has forgotten what you have done. But Corypheus is 2 years dead.
If the Inquisition is to continue, it must do so as a legitimate organization, not a glorified mercenary band.
Inquisitor.
Gentlemen, you're right. Our work here is done.
You all know what this is. A writ from Divine Justinia authorizing the formation of the Inquisition. We pledge to close the breach, find those responsible, and restore order, with or without anyone's approval. We have fulfilled that pledge, and now the war is over. For most of us. It is time for our soldiers to sheathe their swords and go home. To all who served, thank you. It has been an honor. Effective immediately, the Inquisition is disbanded.
All right. In short order, the Inquisition was disbanded. Some were relieved to see the unpredictable organization dismantled. Others preferred to remember the Inquisition's good works and the many lives it had saved. Those who had served returned to their former lives, knowing they had stopped a great evil from destroying the world. And hoping that the peace for which they had fought remained once the Inquisition was gone. With the dragon's breath disrupted and any hope of a swift victory dashed, the Qunari retreated back to the north. Few knew what debates were waged in Par-Vollen, but not long after the Exalted Council, the Qunari launched new attacks against Tevinter. Their aggression caught the already unstable Imperium off guard. Tevinter was soon mired in a war many feared could spread across Thedas. The Exalted Council remained intact, advising Divine Victoria on important matters. Cassandra served for several years. While she often disagreed with Liliana's policies, the former right and left hands of the Divine shared a mutual respect and worked well together. Cassandra also spent time in the Hunter Horn Mountains north of Orlais, where she worked to rebuild the Seekers. For a time, the new Seekers remained reclusive, showing no interest in worldly affairs, and working to a purpose few outside their order could guess. While Cassandra and the Inquisitor were often separated by duty, they still found time to be together. It was not unusual to see the Inquisitor appear unexpectedly at Cassandra's side, or her at his, as they worked to restore order. Those who knew her from earlier days said that while she was always true to her calling, they had never seen her smile so often. The end of the Inquisition as it had been sent shockwaves through the College of Enchanters. Madame Defer aptly played on the mage's fears. Her followers united to build a new circle, with Vivienne as its Grand Enchanter, in direct competition with the College. What the circle lacked in numbers, they made up for in political connections. Soon they were a force to be reckoned with. The two institutions settled into an uneasy coexistence across the south, vying for power. After the Exalted Council, Liliana devoted herself fully to the Sunburst throne and her dream of reshaping the Chantry. Within a year, she removed restrictions surrounding Chantry priesthood, allowing men and women of all races to be initiated and ordained. This decree was followed swiftly by her decision to return to the Canticle of Shartan to the canonical chant, a move that divided the Andrastians deeply. A rebellion to renounce her and return the Chantry to its former state arose, beginning first in Orlais, then spreading to other parts of Thedas. Divine Victoria was resolute, holding her ground even after several unsuccessful attempts on her life. Seemingly unconcerned with the assassination attempts, she held up the hostility leveled against her as proof that she was on the right path. Liliana continued her open affair with the hero of Ferelden. He was often seen by the Divine side. Eventually, Divine Victoria decreed that all members of the Chantry, from initiate to divine, would be allowed to engage in romantic relationships. When questioned, the Divine pointed to Andraste, who served the Maker while wed to a mortal spouse. In time, many in the Chantry came to accept the Divine's decree that love is the Maker's best gift and is infinite. With the Inquisition disbanded, Sarah returned to the singular and plural role of Red Jenny, because nobility and grammar could both still eat it. Many noted how Sarah's methods had changed after seeing the Inquisitor stand for everyone. This Red Jenny was more focused, tactical, and, some dared say, effective. She and her network could also be counted on to act in the interests of the supposedly retired Inquisitor. Sarah remained a formidable ally of allies, intent on proving that the powerful weren't, and that it was friends who mattered out overall. With frequent visits to her widow, of course. Perhaps most unnerving was Sarah's standing offer to the Divine. When the knobs piss about with your left or right hand, call on Red Jenny to give them 2 fingers. Varric took up the role of Viscount and, with the help of his friend Hawke, rebuilt Kirkwall's damaged infrastructure. Wait, so Hawke is back? I thought... Okay, never mind. Under his rule, the city-state finally resumed its place as the major trade hub of the Free Marches. He continued to ignore all mail from both the Merchants Guild and the Prince of Starkhaven. With the Inquisition disbanded, the Bull's Chargers returned to taking jobs throughout Orlais and Ferelden. fighting demons and clearing out the remains of Venatori forces, the Iron Bull did his part to restore order to Thedas. After the Inquisition disbanded, Cullen retired from active service. He returned to Ferelden, establishing a sanctuary for former Templars, on land Divine Victoria granted to him. With his help, many Templars shed their lyrium addiction, and those whose minds were too far gone spent their last days in comfort. And he promised that should his friends from the Old Inquisition ever need him, his blade would be ready. Dorian returned to Deventer to take his father's place in the Magisterium. As rumors flew about the Imperium's infighting, Dorian was spoken of often as a voice of resistance against corruption. Along with Magister Maverius Tilani, he formed a group called the Lucerni to restore and redeem Deventer, a fight many thought hopeless. Those fighting by Magister Pavus' side noted that he kept in constant communication with the Inquisitor via message crystal. Whether for vital information or for moral support, these talks seemed to give Dorian the strength to continue his fight. After the Exalted Council, Tom Renier bid farewell to his friends and went to Icehout Fortress to pledge himself to the Grey Wardens for good. While he was rarely seen in the years that followed, some said that they encountered Renier in far-flung lands, their accounts always similar. Renier carried out the duty of the Wardens, but always found time to help others along the way. Sometimes he served as a shield for the defenseless. Other times he spread simple cheer among children with gifts of small, carved toys. With the Inquisition disbanded, Josephine made her farewells and returned to Antiva and her family. Thanks to the Inquisitor's help, the Monteliers were once again permitted to trade in Orlais. The next few years were a busy time, as many ships with the Montelier crest were built and set sail again from Antiva's harbors. Soon, Raveni pirate captains with an ancient feud against Josephine's ancestors took to the seas, determined to rekindle the rivalry. Apart from Josephine's sister, Yvette, nearly eloping with a dashing pirate prince on one occasion, Lady Montelier took the development in stride. Cole took to the road with Meriden to find a new life and a new way to be human. Wherever Meriden went to sing, people found old pains eased and hearts made happier, even if they didn't understand why. After the events at the Winter Palace, elves left the Inquisition under mysterious circumstances, as did elven servants across Thedas. None could say where they went, but those who believed the Inquisitor's story about Fen'Harel wondered just how large the Dread Wolf's forces were, and what the ancient elven rebel had planned.
My agents have found nothing. With the Illuvians, he could be anywhere.
With the Inquisition officially disbanded, we have no army, no formal alliances.
We have what we truly need.
We will need to be careful.
Solus knows everything about us. Who we are, how we work, our strengths and weaknesses.
Then we find people he doesn't know. We will save our friend from himself. If we can.